sponsorship. Which is fine since you gotta pay the bills like everyone else, but you always send movies for doing the same thing by complaining about the studio logos. So from now on, when you start complaining about studio logos or opening credits, you will always receive 15 cents at the start.
Trying to spice up your logo by adding a reference to the movie I'm about to watch instead of spicing up your movie by adding a reference to the logo I just watched. Wait, don't do that!
Don't say I didn't warn you.
A moon! Swiss cheese! No? Oh, a visual representation of my hopes and dreams contained in spheres of possibility slowly fall into the ground and melt away? Yeah, I guessed it!
Jeremy says dumb things that isn't a sin of the movie cliche.
What sort of an asshole would throw a snowball at a bird? And if you tell me it fell from the sky, I will blame God, as you do.
I think the man upstairs heard that.
Letting your dog sleep outside during a snowstorm. This tiny, useless vent.
Pointing down the screen and condom a sin cliche.
Come on, Charlie Brown!
This movie wants us to believe that Charlie Brown is the least popular kid, but it starts off with the entire neighborhood of children showing up at his house just after 7 a.m., fully ready to adventure and play.
When throughout this entire movie or franchise they established that Charlie was the least popular kid, either you're just padding the runtime, because if you are, pat the sink out, bro. I see you're patting the sink out.
A kite? Today? In the middle of winter?
I mean, do kites have to be flown in a specific season? I'm pretty sure the main prerequisite is wind.
Well, yes, you can fly in other seasons, but it's more recommended to do it during the spring.
You blockhead!
That's phrenology.
No. Sending this quote. You deserve 6 sins, you blockhead.
What kind of a person tries to fly a kite in the middle of winter?
Moments ago, he helped turn your triple axle into a quadruple, and the audience loved it. This hardly seems like an offense worthy of character assassination.
First of all, if you actually look at the screen and at your keyboard, you will know that Lucy fell on the ground. And second, you took her words out of context. She's saying what kind of person flies a kite in winter. And like I said earlier, no one flies kites during the winter, and that's the point.
You will never get that kite to fly.
But he just did. So successfully, in fact, that he propelled a net full of children across a frozen pond. How is anyone forgetting that? It just happened.
What Jeremy isn't showing you was that after Charlie got his kite, he went off on his own. Although he did get it to fly, no one was around to see it.
Even with claws, dogs notoriously overestimate the amount of traction they have on pretty much every surface. So I call bullshit on this sudden acceleration.
Jeremy, you are aware that we're watching an animated film that doesn't take place in the real world, right? Right?
Isn't he the cutest thing?
He also just flung you across the ice and into a snowbank for getting too close to him. But yeah, sure, his visual appeal is what we want to focus on, rather than physical overreactions that could lead to injury.
Well, Sally is a bit of a creep. Let's just be grateful she doesn't end up like this.
This isn't a love letter. It's a cry for help. Did you think I'd let you mail it? But Sally, it's Christmas. You're right. I almost forgot. Does this tree look sturdy enough? For what? Schultz! It's done. Really? Can I read? Watch the girls.
And this, friends, is the only interesting fact the movie reveals about this female character. Her concern for girls.
Well, Jeremy, if you knew anything about women, you would know they hate getting their hair messed up. Take it from me. I have 5 sisters.
Woodstock is clearly still on the Zamboni after the entire group jumped over him. Then, after Pigpen's puff of dirt, Woodstock suddenly finds himself as... Snoopy takes the snow, creates a snowball baseball, and hands it to Charlie Brown. This will be thrown home, hit, and sent...
I said skips!
And now we know that Snoopy exhales helium. You know how valuable he would be? Anyway, I think I have to stop trying to understand the rules of this world and just, enjoy?
I hope he loves me.
Maybe he.
As long as he's... I just hope he'll love... He would know nothing of...
Assuming gender.
No one has seen the new kid yet, so they can make some guesses.
Well, I say canine or human. If you want to learn this bad, you should be allowed to learn. And you certainly shouldn't be thrown in a dumpster with used boards, because used boards in a dumpster almost always have nails. Lucy's being a dick to Snoopy and his intellectual curiosity.
Go ahead and bring your pet to school. See what happens.
Also, everyone in the classroom is familiar with Snoopy and apparently didn't allow Charlie Brown to take care of his own pet. Or worse, Charlie Brown saw Snoopy being hauled out of the room and didn't attempt to intervene. This movie is dark, man.
Are you not paying attention to the scene you're showing? Everyone is doing their test. No one sees them.
I'm looking at size, scale, wind speed, and position relative to the sun. But for the life of me, I can't tell how the f*** that plane didn't crash right into that brick wall.
Hey, Jeremy. I don't know if you're aware of this, but there's this ancient art technique called perspective. Meaning, the plane flew to the side.
I call bullshit on this pencil having the velocity needed to fall off the desk and roll back 4 rows, simply based on the wind resistance that would have to be overcome by all these feathers.
Well, considering that the floor is tile and not carpet, yes, it can do that.
The key is keeping a low profile. For now, we just keep our distance.
I love it when kid movies go full-on educational. Just think about how many little ones are watching this and learning how to perfect the art of stalking. Awesome!
Jeremy says this movie encourages stalking. That's worth these many cents.
Confidently positioning yourself this close to propeller blades.
Well, given that she's also a mechanic, yes, I'm pretty sure she knows what she's doing.
Nickels, nickels, nickels. What a beautiful sound.
I can't tell what's more frustrating in this scene. Lucy's horrible advice about being a winner to attract a love interest or perpetuating the lie that nickels are a desirable coin.
Just because it didn't work for you doesn't mean it's a sin of this movie.
Step 1. Forget everything you ever knew about yourself.
Ironically, the first step in becoming a winner is also the first step in joining a cult.
The fuck did he just say?
Get hot water. Get some disinfectant. Get some iodine.
Everyone in 2020.
Facts.
I can't cook cupcakes.
Baking. You bake cupcakes. Is words that hard?
Says the grown man that has no clue what a Deus Ex Machina is.
This incredibly aggressive, dance? Seemingly aimed directly at the back of her head.
Jeremy calls things out on the screen cliche.
I appreciate the movie staying true to the source material, but why would he be imagining the doghouse as a plane instead of just imagining a plane as a plane?
Jeremy answers himself cliche.
I appreciate the movie staying true to the source material. I appreciate the movie staying true to the source material. 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 Staying true to the source material.
A little red-haired girl. My lucky day.
Her name is written on the piece of paper, right? So why is he still referring to her, not by her name?
You're taking his words out of context. He's saying it in a way that he hasn't seen her name before.
I can't afford a mortgage. What if I'm put into escrow?
No one knows what escrow means. It's not, like, even a real word.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just chose not to believe you. So I just Googled it myself, and look what I found.
I think I know how to become her hero.
We don't need another hero. We don't need to know the way home.
Jeremy sings in a video cliche.
I'd been annoyed by this overpinned room for several minutes and decided to let it go. But thumbtacks in wooden windowsills? That is too far. You have to exert quite a bit of effort and probably use a hammer to get those things into the frame.
You are aware that thumbnails can stick to frames of the window with enough force to the thumbs, right? Right?
The scene really highlights how many Ex Machina moments are in this movie, and just how much Deus hates Charlie Brown.
And I might just go mad every time this fucking lad misuses Ex Machina.
I'm going to kick the football. This is it.
That's for years of humiliation, bitch.